This video contains the top 3 best Town Hall 12 attack strategies featuring the new hero equipment to 3-star any base. Let's start with the third best army, Super Witch Smash. It's a very strong option, which you want to start with funneling. Typically, this is going to use the Warden Walk on one side. Having the Rage Gem is a very good thing, as this will allow you to pair your Warden Walk with a simple Zap Quake. Using 4 Lightning and 1 Earthquake, you could clear out 1 to 2 Expos depending on how close they are to each other. This is going to allow you to set an interior funnel in a sense, while also setting up the exterior funnel with the Warden Walk. The Rage Gem will also affect the healers, which is always incredibly nice. You want to make sure that you are practically just allowing yourself to have a simple funnel, which will really allow you to smash with the Super Witches. With these lightning spells though, you are very limited down to only 1 rage spell, which allows your Rage Gem to get value from thereafter. This also allows you to set the other side of the funnel with the use of the Siege Barrack, since you want to be able to cut off the other side of the funnel to get your Super Witches right smack dab into the base. Now, with both funnels set, you're going to send in your Super Witches. I'd recommend using an Ice Golem, of course a jump spell, and your Super Witches with the Queen. They're all going to take full advantage of the Rage Gem, so having them pushing in for the Town Hall is incredibly nice. You may also have Root Riders from your Siege Barrack, which could also play a very significant role considering they just break through walls like it's nothing. As you kind of move through, you should use a Rage spell around the core of the base, which will really help. It will overtake the Rage Gem, but it will do a lot of work for all of your troops. Once they leave that Rage, they'll still be under Rage thanks to the Rage Gem. So they'll still get a really nice benefit to using the Rage Gem and getting a lot of value from it. As the Super Witches are moving through, you should still have the Root Riders being able to clear through buildings over on the other side, which really does help a lot, allowing you to get a lot of value, while your Super Witches and the big boys are doing a lot of work. So in theory, this is a very strong combination, and for Town Hall 12s, the Rage Gem is his best in-slot ability until, of course, you get the Heal Gem, or the Heal Tome. So this is a very strong ability here at Town Hall 12, as you can basically make the most of it in almost every single army comp. For the second best army, we have the Zap Dragons, and this is stupid easy. You are using the Giant Arrow to get a ton of value. On screen, you will see the Giant Arrow plus the Lightning and Earthquake spells and how many you need to get value. This is entirely an incredibly strong way to use it. You want to first start off with the Flame Flinger if you're going to use it, but using 4 Lightning, 1 Earthquake can actually clear an EO Artillery, and you could use another 4 Lightning to remove an Inferno. But you are using those 4 Lightning, 1 Earthquake on the Eagle and Expos, in this case, in order to remove them with the Giant Arrow. There is just a ton of value that you could get from this. Removing 1 air defense with that as well allows you to get a ton of value, which is why the Giant Arrow is not as bad as people say it is. It is very good if you can line up that value properly, which can definitely be a high skill cap, but is still very useful. Having the Barbarian King to move alongside your Queen after she uses her ability is very important. Being able to use the Rage and the Giant Gauntlet will allow you to get a lot of really nice value, while the Flame Flinger clears air defenses. This is basically the set in stone way before you send in your dragons completely. It's a really fast thing to go into, but having your Queen to clear out maybe another air defense, which then leaves the base air defenseless, is really, really nice for you, so you can send in your dragons to go through the rest of the base. So with the rest of your attack, you have basically got the dragons to start working themselves in. Just make sure that what you're doing is setting up some sort of funnel for them, but you don't really need to. You can just spam in the dragons. And having the Rage Gem with them is a tried and true strategy. Rage Gem with dragons is really strong, and you really don't need spells for dragons in this situation. It's why I like the Rage Gem at Town Hall 12. you very much have a lot of flexibility with it, with different attack strategies. So in this case, being able to use the Grand Warden ability to protect the dragons through the Town Hall really allows you to simply just overwhelm the rest of the base, having the Super Dragon there from the CC. And realistically, this is why this is one of the strongest options right now. It's kind of insanely easy to perform, and you have so much flexibility as long as you can line up value. It is an insane strategy that can work extremely well on a lot of bases, if it didn't already. Now, of course, arguably the best strategy for Town Hall 12 is the Zap Witches. This is a very strong option, which you're starting with the Zapquake. 1 Earthquake and 4 Lightning is used to remove an Inferno Tower. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, using another 4 Lightning and 1 Earthquake. You have a couple other spells as well to choose from, but of course, you want to get rid of the Inferno Towers, so you can get rid of the Eagle Artillery, 3rd Inferno, and the Town Hall. That should all be roughly around in a line, which will allow you to get a lot of value when you send in your witches and your heroes into the base. So from here, you'll send in your golems, the witches, the ice golem, the log launcher, pretty much all of your army minus your heroes until you can get them safely into the base. So I would then be able to make sure that you're able to use the Barbarian King with his gauntlet and the Warden with his Rage Gem. And the Rage Gem does definitely benefit everything a lot. Having an early Grand Warden ability will allow you to protect the log launcher, which is always necessary, and you just want to make sure that you are getting the most value. So using Root Riders in that CC can very much help your attack. Since they break open walls, you can very easily move through areas of the base that probably were shut off before, but now you have the Root Riders to open up that base. And of course, you've also got the Vamp Stash with the Giant Gauntlet with the Barbarian King to get a massive amount of value. So it's an incredibly strong way to 3-star quite easily. The Root Riders just do a lot of work at opening the base for you, which really then allows your witches to kind of clean up the rest of the base if they're still on the outside. But that's why it is one of the stronger options. You can use other abilities on the Queen. It really doesn't matter in this case, since they're really behind a ton of troops and your Barbarian King, of course. So you could use something like the Giant Arrow if you want. But for the most part, you don't really need to. You can use any sort of abilities on her, as realistically, the Barbarian King and Warden are the only ones that matter, so you can get a very easy 3-star.